The big barbarian who's big Samoan grabbed me by one arm. That's all he needed and lifted me up and took me off of Tully. I was like, dude, do you mind putting me down?
Welcome back to the world's
Ooh,
number
we're
one
back
pro
in the
wrestler
world.
broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh. We're welcoming the great Manny Fernandez. Manny!
Yeah, what's up, Monty?
Oh,
And the
bro.
Pharaoh, great to be back. Missed
Great,
you guys.
great to have you. How are your emotions when you get to see all these guys that you worked with all these years? I mean, what are your emotions like?
A family
That's what I was
reunion.
telling Darren. I said, here's the deal with me. Wrestling's never been I didn't dream like a lot of guys dream of being a pro wrestler. I never inspired to be a pro wrestler. I just fell onto it. So my life has always been outside of pro wrestling. And to see the people that brought me in and took care of me in the old days and took me under their wings and taught me this business and nurtured me into this business to be who I am is a godsend. I couldn't put a price on that. So that's what I told Darren. I don't care if I go and don't make any money. I can't put a price on seeing these guys that I know I may never see again. People in my generation dying off.
Yeah.
And I lost a lot of good people that I love very much in the business. Very, very much. That helped me be who I am. So an opportunity to get to see them and hang out with them and tell old stories about what we did and how we did it and what price and how you peed on my leg back in '79.
Remember that
And how
time?
you left me on the side of the road, how you would blow marijuana smoke in my face, all the good stuff.
The good stuff.
It comes back to you and you're like, wow, we did all these amazing things and look at us now. And the funny part about this, as I tell you the story with me, Jerry, and Steve Kern, is we're sitting there talking, and Sabisco, who I know for a long time, Larry, he come over to talk with us, all the old guys compared to the young guys. They're all over there calling their high spots for their match still. We're not even an hour, 2 hours into the dinner, and they're already calling their high spots for their match, right? We're sitting there talking, and Steve Kern pulls off a vape pipe, and I thought it was a vape pipe, right? So there he says, oh, I got a lot of pain, and Steve Kern goes, well, take a hit of this. And Sabisco takes a hit of that vape pipe, me thinking it's a vape pipe,
Right.
Because that's what they'd use them for. Sabisco takes a big old hit, all of a sudden his eyeballs go big as hell. He blows his nasty smoke out of his mouth. I go, oh my God, that's marijuana. I said, you asked. I can't believe you did that.
Did Zabisco walk around looking for food the rest of the night? By any chance?
And then as soon as I said that, Jerry Briscoe goes, ooh, let me try that.
This might be a really ridiculous question, but I was just thinking as you're telling these stories, right? I was thinking, man, you had some really good wars with Wahoo McDaniel, right?
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I was
Sure.
thinking, so you're close with the McDaniel family, right? And Karen and everything else. So were you allowed to go over their house and hang out with them, being
No.
that you were on, or was it like, I
No,
can't talk to you?
Isn't that wild?
No,
That's awesome.
we respected the business back then.
There you go.
And
There you go.
everybody thought because of the matches me and Wahoo had that we really hated each other.
You destroyed his headdress.
Oh yeah.
You're
Oh,
mean.
yeah, and that was
mean.
Native Americans when we went to Nevada and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
They were pissed off.
I
about
bet
that.
they
Oh,
were.
they were pissed off.
Did you
about
get
that.
any death
They
threats
took
or
that
anything?
Oh yeah.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
yeah.
This is
But
crazy.
no, we had that respect, and no, I never went to his house or anything like that.
That had to be a
But,
little troublesome, right? Because you're really good friends and you enjoy each
Yeah.
other's company, but you can't go near them, right?
Yeah, but don't let nobody go near him try to hurt him because
Yeah.
that
There
bond
you
goes.
go.
That bond
Yeah.
will break real fast and go over there and
Yeah,
help him.
yeah,
Like
they'll
you-
find
you
out
know,
real fast what's
he'll
real and what's
find out
not.
real
Yeah.
fast,
Wow.
But no, we respected the business enough not to do that, and we lived, the grudge. It was a grudge.
Who was Wahoo to you? Tell us about Wahoo. Your if you could
Wahoo
sum
was a
him up.
great athlete, proud, great Native American athlete. I respected Wahoo because of his athletic ability, and I had I wrestled, I played football and everything like that. And Dusty Rhodes paid me a compliment one time in front of Wahoo. He said, Manny Fernandez, your wrestler, he's a great athlete. He could play baseball, football, and wrestle. He was a great athlete. And that's about the only time the fat man said something good about me.
There you go. Now, Mike may not
But
know.
Wahoo was
Mike may not know much about this, but tell us about Wahoo the Booker.
Wahoo was a great booker. Him and Ray Stevens booked AWA. He brought me in because of the feud from the Carolinas kept carrying all over the country, and it was drawing all over the country. And people say, "Oh, these guys just beat the hell out of each other. They don't even wrestle. They just go in there and duke it out and beat each other up." And we loved that. So when Wahoo went to Minnesota, him and Ray Stevens took over the book because Greg was gone, and Vern didn't want to lose his territory. So we had a good crew in there. Wahoo had a good crew. Before I got there, he had, Beverly Boys, Dean, who was it, Mark Enos, and his partner, I forgot his name, Wayne Bloom, Mark Enos, and he had Bad Company, Pat Tanaka, and the other guy, Paul Diamond, Sabisco, Zinc, I forgot, Colonel De Beers and everything. And then he called me up to bring me in and start that feud again, which we did in Minnesota and Las Vegas, where I ripped his feathers apart, and it just took off in the territory. And Wahoo had a great mind, and between him and Ray Stevens, they were great together. Those guys had unbelievable chemistry for the business.
Manny, we lost the great Terry Funk recently. I know you had a really close relationship. Can you share your thoughts on Terry Funk, the person?
The hardest part is letting people understand it. A lot of people in the business knew Terry Funk, the wrestler. The wrestler had one of the greatest probably, in my eyes, the greatest to ever put a pair of boots on. But I knew Terry Funk as the cowboy that ran the Double Cross Ranch, that was a sponsor and a backer of West Texas State University football program. That's how I met Terry Funk. That's how I met him. I met his wife, Vicky, and they met me and saw this crazy, dumb-ass kid that goes around getting in fights with people with helmets on, hitting people upside the head with a helmet on, hurting his own hands. But I knew him as a person first and foremost. We became close, and after football games, they would pick me up and take me out to the Caravan Club, Whiskey River Country Bar, and stuff like that, and him and Murdoch and Vicky. And I mean, the man was beautiful. He took good care of me when I was in college. He was a big backer of West Texas State. He'd get on my butt if I had a bad game. We had a bad game, which we didn't because we were pretty good. We won 2 conference titles. So, but when I made a bad block and everything, him and Murdoch was the first to yell at me from the stand. They'd come down from the stands and sit on the railing and, "Hey, 73, you're playing like an idiot." So I always got hell, but we became close. And between him and Murdoch, about Terry believed in me for whatever. They knew I was an amateur wrestler, and they knew I did freestyle open tournaments, because I love wrestling. I go to freestyle open tournaments and compete. My coach at the freestyle nationals was Chavo Guerrero, and I won the nationals for Chavo Guerrero. So he was a wrestler too. So he got back to them, and it's like, "Oh, you're gonna be a wrestler," and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna play football in the NFL for 10, 12 years and retire." And they go, "Yeah, sure you are, kid." At 6 foot, 260, that's not a big. Back in the 70s, I was not a big football player at all.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. They were huge back then. Huge football players. But, I tried out, did that, and, and Terry kept believing in me, and so did Murdoch. And Terry and Murdoch push, and Terry finally got the hook in me and said, "You got something in you. I could tell you got something in you, and you could be a big draw in this business." I don't know what he saw.
He was right, though. He saw something there.
Something.
Yeah, he sure did.
He believed in it, and he believed in me. And we were together since 1977, to tell you the truth. My first time I was at West Texas State, that's when I met him. And that's the first conference title I won for West Texas State. We won for West Texas State, and he was a big backer, and he was just so much part of my life. he was the father I never had. Especially when I was young and I wrestled him, he would tell me, you need to do this, kid. You need to not die. Don't die on me. I'll tell you when to get up, when to have fire, when to come back. You just trust me. Listen to me. You know, he carried me to that spot where people believed in me so strong, especially in Florida with the Hispanic, the Latin population, Hispanic population. And Jerry Briscoe told him, Eddie Graham, this guy's over with the Hispanic people. We got to keep him strong. So I had a lot of people like him, but Terry was the one that pushed Eddie Graham to say, I know he's only been in the business 8 months. Let me drop the Florida title to him, and you're going to see this kid will draw money. And so he had that belief. So from that day on, we've just been strong bond. It's always unbreakable.
Do you think CM Punk was disrespectful of Tony Khan, considering Tony Khan pays his paycheck?
No.
Why?
Then you could say I was disrespectful to Jim Crockett. He paid my paycheck. I was under contract. When I beat up Tully Blanchard in the dressing room, I had a reason to do it. It's been animosity from all these stab wounds I got right here. They ran off and left me to be stabbed.
But
Okay?
can you please, I don't know the story, like we said, we're fans. Can you elaborate on that a little more,
Yeah,
please?
what he did was the kid, the Jungle Boy, I remember him when he was training at Ricky Morton School. It was the same kid. He was a little bitty guy, always running around, jumping, doing this and that. He'd get on my nerves. He'd get on my nerves, so I could see what he's doing. You got to respect yourself. You know, in the business back in the day, I'm going to tell you a story. Ivan Koloff, you know Ivan Koloff?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Back in the day, if there was a problem in the ring, you didn't take care of it in the ring. You came to the dressing room.
Right.
And the guys would get together, and if you had it out, you had it out. And all the boys would stand back. Once once the hockey fight goes to the ice, what happens?
Break it up.
Break it up. In the wrestling room, once it goes to the floor, you break it up.
Okay.
You break it up, you shake hands, and let it go. That's how it was done in the old days. That's how you got respect in the dressing room.
Sure.
And once it went down, you weren't going to kick. No, I saw Ivan Koloff grab a guy and say, "You're not kicking the man when he's down. You're not doing that.
Wow.
Right.
You're not doing." Ivan slung him.
Wow.
Ivan was a tough individual himself. He wasn't putting up with that.
So,
So Perry disrespected Punk in
Right.
other
Yeah.
words.
And so he got
And
put to
Punk
sleep.
took care of business,
He
so-
got put to sleep. I would have knocked him out. It's easier to get put to sleep than bust your face up. He's supposed to be a pretty guy.
So do you think that Tony Khan should have realized that and defended Punk?
How's he going to
and-
realize that? He doesn't even know anything about athletics. He doesn't know anything. You know, look where he comes from. I'm not trying to disrespect anything, but these people are just buying up American stuff and think they know American. No, that's not. You don't know American ways. You don't know the ways people struggle in this life in America and struggle to make themselves respectful. CM Punk has paid his dues. He went to UFC. He has proven himself. Maybe he didn't do so great, but the man had enough guts to try it.
Yeah.
He tried it.
Right.
So you're not going to disrespect a guy like that. You're a young guy trying to get into business, and you're going to disrespect a guy that paid his dues already? You got what you deserved.
Do you laugh even more when they go public after the whole thing? Let's let the whole world know about it. This used to be a private matter,
Yeah,
right?
it was a private matter. It was private.
you
Nobody
know-
knew when me and Tully got into a fight,
Right.
except the boys.
You
Right.
just turned me. Like you explained it the way it should be explained. Now I
Right.
feel totally different about
Yeah,
it.
that's
Can we
cool.
go back to the Tully Blanchard thing?
Yeah,
Never heard that.
happened
What
with Tully?
happened?
What happened with Tully?
Well, it was me. It was a lot of me. We were in San Antonio, and you know me, Mulligan told me one day, and Terry too, if you don't stop doing stupid shit, you ain't gonna be around long.
Okay. So what's the what are we doing at this current moment?
It started at a bar. My
Okay.
favorite bar. We went over there and
Gotcha.
and I had a couple of good dancers that I met in San Antonio, and they would do their thing and everything. And the outlaw bikers were there that night.
Oh, geez. Okay.
And the outlaw
Gotcha.
bikers were acting up all stupid, and I said, well, hey, dude,
geez.
you have a little respect for the girls.
Oh, no.
So, you know, that went on. Nothing happened. We ended up going to
good.
Denny's restaurant to eat and wait on the girls, right? Well, guess who showed up? The outlaws.
Oh, no.
They showed
Right.
up, and they was making eyeballs over here and said, and something was said to Tully, and I said, what'd you say? I said, oh, no, dude. You ain't nothing but a punk. I said, anybody that needs a bunch of gang members to back up is nothing but a punk in my book. You ain't nothing but a punk. He came at me, and I snatched him, threw him through the window. I just thought I was going to throw him, almost like JBL talked about me throwing the bouncer out of
Right.
the Hooters window. Well, I didn't. Me and windows just seemed to be in the wrong places at the wrong time. He threw the guy through the window, and when I spun around like this, his buddy stabbed me in the arm.
Oh,
Wow.
So I thought he was punching me like an idiot. I've been drinking and coked up a little
yeah,
bit.
sure.
You know what I mean? So,
I
you know,
kind of do.
I was like,
unfortunately.
dude, is that as hard as you could punch? So I went after him, and he kept stabbing me.
Oh,
You know,
Manny.
he kept stabbing. Then I realized it when he hit me in the gut right here.
Oh,
You know, gut. That it was not, it was in fist. So I was backing off. I was bleeding then pretty bad.
Wow.
I was bleeding in the big stab.
Now, what happened? Tully didn't have your back? What was it?
No, he went to his car.
He went
took
to his
off
car. He let you get
Yeah,
stabbed.
and sitting there bleeding half to death trying to get to the hospital.
That sounds like a fight in the locker room afterwards. Okay, so what happens now? When do you catch up with Tully after he took off on you?
Oh, this lingered for years. Me and Tully talk now. We, you know,
Okay.
hey, the Lord makes you, you know, you gotta love your enemies as you love yourself, you know,
Mm-hmm,
and the Lord does that to serve. But, you know, I'm not this holy roller, but I just after my stay in prison, I kind of said, hey, you better wake up,
I got you.
or you're gonna be back in there where you don't want to be, and
Yeah.
I don't want to be back in there.
I got you.
So I just turned my life around. Yeah, I've always been Catholic anyway. I always believed and stuff. But, you know, and we let it just festered in time. It festered in time. And when me and Rude were together at the Crockett Cup and we're number one seed, supposed to win the tournament until Manny got a fight.
Way to go, man.
and you know, Tully just set me off that day. He said something, and I couldn't stand Lex Luger. Lex Luger is the biggest in the world. And everybody saw the Brody thing in the cage, so nobody has to deny that. He's the biggest in the world. And sorry, Lord, I didn't mean to say that word. But you know, Lex said something. Tully said something. I said, dude, we can end this right here. He said, what? I said, never mind. Bam, bam, bam. I just let go.
Never mind.
I just got
Yeah.
6 years of frustration out in one night. Bam, bam, bam. Went for Barbarian, the big Barbarian who. Big Samoan grabbed me by one arm. That's all he needed, and lifted me up, and took me off of Tully. I was like, "Dude, do you mind putting me down?" He took one arm, boop, and pulled me off of Tully, and you know that's the story that ended up me and Rudy getting beat by Nikita and Dusty, which I could care less. But
You with your stupid.
yeah, I did a lot of stupid fighting in prison. You're gonna get killed. You will get killed in prison. They're gonna get you.
Well, it's got to be tough too, right? Because he's a famous professional wrestler.
my
You're
God,
sitting
you
in
must have
prison.
had a giant
Everybody
X on your
wants to
back.
test. Everybody wants to test you,
Absolutely.
right?
But you know, with one thing that was great after the fight that got me thrown in isolation, the guards, after a couple guards gang rushed me, and I arm dragged one, I hip tossed the other one, right?
Wow.
And they were all like, "Whoa!" And they were all
hell?
they were
Drop kick.
freaking out. They were freaking out. So one of the guards Googled it.
Why not?
He Googled it and found out who I was.
Right.
After that, they treated me like gold.
Wow.
Wow.
They
That's
treated me
freaking
great. They
awesome.
would come check on me. Hey, bro, you need extra milk? You need extra juice?
Unbelievable.
I
Now
was
he's getting free food and coke in jail. What's going on
I was
here?
getting extra stuff. And then when they came to take me out 30 days later, I said, no, bro, I'm comfortable here. Get this
Don't take me out.
Yeah, I'm good.
Where's my cable television?
I want to watch television. That's hilarious.
And they had the television. It was up there on the stand. They
My
turned it
ottoman's
towards me.
not here yet. Where
I
is
had
it?
the
Gotta throw
television.
my
I
feet
could
up
lay
here.
in my bunk and watch the
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, a little tanning booth.
Going to get a little serious here because I want to get through it somewhat quick, but it's an important subject. So the last time you were on here, you got emotional. Again, thank you for your service. Thank
Yes.
you for what you've done for this
Yes.
country. But of course, in this wrestling world, and we're a pretty popular show, you've got people that if Jim Cornette says shove a pickle up your, they think they
They'll
should do
believe
it,
it.
right?
Anything he says. Right.
So
Shove a
I just
pickle
want
up-
you to explain
Right.
to. I know because I was in the military, so I know how it works. But I want you to explain to the common folk that they'll use that they could look you up and they know exactly what you did and blah blah blah. And Cornette's telling the truth and he's lying and blah blah.
Right.
And it's hard for me to explain it on the internet.
Yeah.
And I want you, if you could, explain to the people so they understand like what you have done for this country.
Could you
with all
really-
due respect to Jim Cornette, it's like shut the f-
Could
up,
you
bro.
shut everybody the
I
up
have no
already,
respect
please?
for Jim Cornette. And you know what says, if you've been military, I'm a proud owner of DD-214.
There you go,
And
baby.
they don't hand those out to idiots.
What's that?
They don't
I'm an
hand
idiot.
out those
What is that?
DD-214. And
What
you
is
know
it?
what made me laugh?
Well, first tell Pharaoh what a
What is
DD-214
a
is, please.
DD-214?
DD-214 is a signature paper that says you served in the United States
And it gives
military.
your full,
Okay.
Full
history,
history
record.
of-
So if
Okay.
you look me up and you
Yeah.
see my DD-214, you
Yeah.
see everything I've
Everything,
done.
deployment,
and that's what he,
all the things.
That's exactly
I'm a
right.
Your
proud
Win
owner of
4
DD.
results?
And you know what's funny?
not
On
that.
the way here, hey, bring me my phone. Bring me my phone, please. It's on the room. On the way here, I'm trying to get my license in California. Everybody in North Carolina, South Carolina, when a couple days they dismissed all the charges, dropped everything and said it's too old. You can go there. California, a lousy state, is making me go through mental health treatment, my general medicine treatment, and even the eye doctor. So my doctor had to write a letter to DMV stating my status as a combat vet. And I had a picture of it because knew I was going to be here.
How smart are you?
The man
knew I
comes
was gonna be
prepared.
here.
And you know what? This is exactly what I wanted
Oh,
to
you should-
happen.
I've been-
Because I want to just shut
I've been dying to shut
everybody
everybody.
up.
Absolutely. Everybody shut up. Stay tuned.
I got to find it. But
How do you feel about that, Mike, reading
you
this
know,
crap on the internet?
it doesn't
You
bother
served
me.
So
You know-
so again, I've tried to explain to numerous people, not just numerous, a lot of people, right? Okay, so there's people thank you for your service, right?
Right.
And then you got people that if Jim Cornette said this,
They'll believe
they
it.
just believe
Of
everything
course-
he
well,
says.
Jim Cornette. You know.
So my point was the most recent comment was exactly that. I think
Stolen valor.
right, but I think they had said that you were a mechanic, whatever it was.
I started off. My MOS was started off as a hall technician.
Okay.
I was going to go to underwater welding school. That's where I learned to do.
I was a 63 Bravo. Okay, that was my MOS.
Right.
I tried to explain to this person
Yeah.
that is your job.
Right.
It does not mean
You're safe.
No, it doesn't. It
You're
doesn't.
not safe if
Wait
you're
a
a
minute.
mechanic.
It does, but my point is, it doesn't mean that you aren't doing other
of
things.
course.
Right. Your first job in the military is what, Manny? The number one
to
job.
serve,
Go ahead.
to serve, and
And defend, right?
and defend. To serve and defend. I was trying. Shh, my teeth were loosening up. I was going to say to serve and defend. They started going. Hang on, I'm trying to find it.
Oh my
You got me
God.
because I got to show you this.
In other words,
I got a million.
you're
pictures.
serving
you're a
them. Keep it,
grunt
keep it.
first. You're
Yeah.
a grunt first.
What's a grunt?
A grunt is you're going to the front lines, right?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
are going-
okay.
That is your job
Yeah.
first. So you could be a veterinarian in the
Right.
military.
Right.
But guess what? You're a grunt first.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
if you're special forces,
Right.
airborne, whatever else,
Yeah.
you could be an airborne ranger, but be a veterinarian.
Right.
You could be an airborne
Gotcha.
ranger and be a 63 Bravo.
This
I
is
could
pretty
be
easy
what
to
I was
understand.
and
I
still
don't
be
know
a
if
hall
they get-
technician. That is my MOS.
Yeah.
That's what I came in as.
Right.
Yeah.
And not as a Bolton maid or anything.
Yeah.
The dumbass.
But I don't know what these people think they're going to see. They're going to see his record said, murderer, killed 1 million people.
And
Like,
these are the ones he killed.
Exactly.
Here's the
It's like,
names.
what do you
It's like,
exactly? what do you
the
what think you're going to read?
I don't-
Respect.
Yeah,
The
please.
man who defended this country. Respect the people that defend this country.
Yeah, please,
Yeah.
by all means.
Look, respect everybody that serves. Period.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody
Yeah.
that has the gall or the heart to put their life on the line, sign a contract that's up to life. That's up to life. It's a contract that stays with you for the rest of your life. You're never ever discharged ever. It'll always be with you. Once you sign up to serve, you'll serve all your life,
That's right.
no matter what.
When I see the old pictures of the independent, the when we got the Declaration of Independence hundreds of years ago, our war against England for our freedom. Is there any role worse than the poor guy playing the drums at the front of the line?
That's a really good question.
Nobody ever thinks about this. This poor who was given a gift from God that he can
That-
play drums.
that-
He gets to die.
There
He
was a-
can't even defend himself.
There was a movie.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
There was a movie made
I'm
like that.
serious.
There was a movie made. I can't name the
Was it
movie,
about the drummer?
And the guy was drumming, and then they cut away, and you see the drum rolling down the hill by itself.
Why are we laughing?
I go,
This is
oh wow,
horrible.
what happened to him?
Oh God! Obviously, one of the most polarizing stories that never goes away is the murder of Bruiser Brody. Some wrestlers are obviously over the years been documented as being very upset, and other wrestlers almost suggest that he might have possibly had it coming.
What?
We've heard people say that he was difficult to work with. This is not our opinion, obviously. This is the crap we read. So I'm asking you your thoughts on the death of Bruiser Brody, what you feel caused it, and your opinion in general on the whole very tragic subject.
Bruiser Brody, all the guys from West Texas State that grew up and came broken into this business by the Funks were taught to respect the business, and the business should respect them. We were fighters for what we didn't want to be wronged by anybody, by any promoter, by any businessman, by nobody. And we stood up. If you look at all the guys from West Texas State, you're going to see people that don't back down from anybody. None of the boys do. And that's Dory Funk Sr. style, right? And what he did was fight for his money. You bring in a guy, you use him, you pay him. I've done the same thing many times. I've done the same thing. You're going to pay me. If that's what you promised me. Jerry Lawler tried that in the Memphis territory. Tried to tell me I'd come in, him and Jerry Jarrett, I'll come in $1,500 a week. And, the paychecks were $500-600. That's not $1,500 a week.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
And I came to a situation where I had enough of it. And I took Jerry Lawler and Jerry Jarrett in the locker room, shut the door behind me, and I told him, you're paying me, and you're paying me now. You're not leaving this room.
Okay.
And Jerry Jarrett's mom called the riot squad on me. But before the riot squad got there, I got my money.
Okay.
And I got my money, I left, and the riot squad came storming down the stairs. Ricky Morton told me this story, and I was laughing when he told me, called me up. He said, man, you left too soon. You should have seen all them people coming down after you. And he said, Ricky told me, he told all them cops, he said, there had to be 20 of them. And he said, damn, all you guys for just one man?
Wow.
So you fight for your right. If you go out and put your body on the line for somebody, then you better pay him. And he's got the right to stand up for that. And Bruiser Brody wasn't going to take crap from anybody. And if people didn't understand that, then they don't belong in the business.
Your opinion on Invader?
My opinion, who?
On Invader.
I should have killed him. Honestly. I love Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody, like I said, of all the West Texas guys that was told, hey, this kid is coming into the business, Brody took me under his wing in Japan and San Antonio. He'd wake me up at 6 in the morning when I was drinking all damn night and did not want to go to the gym. And he'd pound on the door till I got up so I could go to the gym. He made me train. He didn't want me to be a slouch. He made me train. And it's like I told Barbara, and she knows how much I love him. He loved me too. He was great. We were great together. He took care of me.
Wow.
And yeah, if I could have killed him, I would have killed him. I would have had no problem with that.